Hey, welcome back to the channel where we talk all things engineering, technology, and finance. Before getting into today's content, make sure you hit the like button below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that way you're up to date on all the latest content that we post to our channel. And lastly, make sure you share the video with friends and family. As I always say, we don't want to hoard the knowledge for ourselves and we want everybody to learn. So let's jump into today's content.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. And as you can probably hear right now by the sound of my voice, I am a little bit under the weather, but that doesn't stop me from making sure that I bring great content to you guys. So with the horrible voice that I have and the congestion, let's jump into today's video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about perseverance and what does it mean to persevere through something. And when I think of the word perseverance, I think how great it is when I can title this video and say, hey, how bad do you want this particular thing that you're searching for or looking to do? One of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is along my financial journey and along some of the things that we were able to do in order to achieve the level of success that we're at. It required a level of sacrifice and a level of perseverance that most people are, quite frankly, not willing to do. Now, I've been fortunate enough that in my financial journey, I actually took the time to document some of the struggles that I actually went through during that process when I was in my early stages of building wealth. Most of the times when you see people, you only see them at certain points, meaning either they're just getting started and don't have much, or you see them with a level of success and you don't see what happens in the middle. And as I just mentioned that I have some of the stuff that I documented from the journey as I was going along, I'm gonna give you guys a quick insight today into some of the things that I went through when I was starting my financial journey and some of the ways that you're gonna be tested during that financial journey. And you have to remember that even though you're going through those trials and tribulations, it's important to understand that the end goal really is all that matters. And if you give up, you're never going to achieve that. So let's take a look at one of the challenges that I had during the beginning of my financial journey. So just to set the stage for you all, at the time that this trouble that I had that I'm going to describe to you was going on, I was working for a Fortune 50 company at the time. And it was an engineering firm, of course. And, you know, we were making a pretty decent salary at that time. Compared to obviously the average household income in America. And just for context, my wife and I at the time were doing about $200,000 per year. And at the time that we were making $200,000 per year, we weren't spending any money on anything that had to do with us getting out of debt and reaching our financial goal of being debt free. During my time at working in this company, I was driving a really old car that I had from high school. It's a 2000 Honda Accord Coupe. And the vehicle had over 230,000 miles. I think by the time I got rid of it, it had 232,000 miles or a little bit over that. And as I was driving this car into the ground and I was making decent money, I thought to myself, I don't want to go into debt and buy another car. And it got to the point where, you know, the vehicle started acting up on me a little bit. It started to overheat. And at the time when it started to overheat, I didn't really understand what was happening to the vehicle because the gauge was very sporadic. I had thought that the temperature sensor in the vehicle was actually malfunctioning because in one moment, the vehicle would indicate that it was very hot. And in the next moment, it would go back to the midway point, which means that it's within the normal operations of the vehicle. So at the time, I said, I'm gonna bring it to a mechanic because I don't have the time in order to troubleshoot this and figure out what the problem is. So on my way to work one day, the vehicle starts acting up again. It starts showing me that the car's overheating, then it goes back to normal, and then it shows me it's overheating again, then normal. It was really, really odd. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go straight after work. So after I get out of work, I get in my vehicle, it's rush hour. Again, I'm in Florida, it's 90 degrees plus, and I'm in rush hour, meaning there's a whole bunch of traffic. And so here I come to a stop on a major road. And again, if you've ever lived in Florida and you ever step outside in the middle of the summer, which is actually when I started having problems with the vehicle, I mean, you can cut the humidity here with a knife. Like, that's how humid Florida is. And I remember I was stuck in traffic and I come to a stop and the vehicle started indicating to me through the temperature sensor gauge that it was starting to overheat again. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this sensor is just, something's wrong with it. I'm pretty sure the car is okay. And I, said, I'll just continue to make my way to the mechanic. And then I started to notice that there was actual smoke that was coming out of the hood of the vehicle. And then once I started to see a little bit of smoke coming out of the hood of the vehicle, I immediately shut the vehicle off to prevent any further damage to the car. Once I turned off the vehicle and gave it some time to cool off, I think by that point I was already maybe 10 to 15 minutes sitting in traffic, and I noticed that we were starting to pick up and start going again. I tried to turn on the vehicle again and the vehicle would just not turn over. It would not start. And at that point I realized, oh man, I'm stuck in the middle of traffic. The car won't turn over, it doesn't turn on. And it's the middle of the summer, humidity is crazy. And on top of that, I had people honking at me, telling me to move the hell out of the way. And it's really baffling to me that people really think that I just wanted to turn off my car in the middle of traffic in a jam-packed rush hour. And I understand everyone's trying to get home and they want to see their families just as much as I do, but I can't believe that people really thought that I just wanted to hang out there and just cause more traffic than what we were already sitting in. I started thinking to myself, with all that pressure of like, what am I gonna do? It's hot, I'm sticky, I'm sweating in this car. And this is what I mean by, these are the moments that people don't see. All they see is the end result, and they see that, you're doing well financially now, you have all kinds of things that you have access to, but they don't see all the junk that happened in the middle. And so one of the things that I want to share with you guys today is I actually documented some of those things along the journey. And so what I'm going to put for you guys up on the screen now is a video of me actually in the car that day and what were my thoughts and what I was thinking in that moment in time.
So today is 7/29, 2019, 5:50. My car overheated and broke down in the middle of a road in rush hour traffic, and everyone's beeping at me and honking at me, and I'm sweating because obviously in the middle of 98-degree weather in Florida in the summer. This is just a video to record my struggles in this debt-free journey. Like I said, my car overheated and it won't start up now. So, this is the struggles that you go through. Drive like no one else so you can later drive like no one else. This debt-free journey can't come any sooner. Till then, I'm gonna keep dealing with this old-ass car and push on through.
And as you can tell, it was hot, like really hot. I was sweating in that car, even with the windows down, as I was waiting for the tow truck. But most importantly, like I mentioned, I share this with you because you're gonna deal with junk in your life, no matter what it is, no matter what you're trying to accomplish or obtain. And I share it because I've dealt with my fair share of junk, and I want you guys to know that I'm sympathize with you, I understand. And in order to get to something great, you have to go through that. It's just part of the growth cycle. So don't get discouraged, keep pushing forward, and know that you can obtain that goal that you're trying to get to. Now that you've seen a little bit about the struggles that I went through in order to obtain some financial success, let me know in the comments if you would do the same. I'm kind of curious. Would you have continued to ride that car to the ground, or would you go get another vehicle immediately, or maybe even gotten a car payment like most of my other peers have gotten? So that's all for this week's content. Don't forget to give me a like for the video. Also as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you're notified when we upload new content to the channel every single week. Don't forget to share this video with a friend or a family member so that way they can see, what it's really like to have some financial success or any success in life. People don't see what happens in the middle, and this gives you some great exposure as to some of the things that happens along your journey. So I'll see everyone on the next video.